I'm not exaggerating when I say I do not know a damn thing about F1 racing as a sport, but the F1 movie had me absolutely locked in from start to finish. So here's my full spoiler-free thoughts on the best and worst parts of the movie. So the movie follows Sonny Hayes, who's played by Brad Pitt, and he's this guy that used to be a Formula One racer but has stepped away and retired from it for a very long time. He just goes around doing other races now. But he's approached by his old friend played by Javier Bardem, who owns an F1 team and needs a second driver. I'm not gonna lie, this movie's essentially like Ted Lasso on wheels, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like, Brad Pitt's character Sonny Hayes is essentially a combination of Roy Kent and Ted Lasso, because he's kind of like the grumpy old guy, but he also does a lot of things in a very unorthodox way that nobody else thinks of. And his new driver teammate is this guy Joshua Pierce, who's played by Damson Idris, and he's essentially Jamie Tart, because he's just like this super egotistical guy that cares more about fame and followers than winning. I see a lot of people complaining about Brad Pitt's performance in this movie. I don't know why. I think he did a pretty good job as doing exactly what the character asked of him. I also like Damson Idris and their chemistry together, because obviously it's not really like positive chemistry. They're clashing the entire movie. They have completely different viewpoints on how to race, why they race, and pretty much everything about their lives are just complete opposites. Every single racing scene in this movie, and trust me, there are a lot of them, they were actually all incredible. They're either super intense, all have a really great memorable moment, and there's a lot of little scenes of like, oh, what parts do we have to use in this kind of race and this weather condition, or what tires to use at what time. All stuff I had no idea anything about, because like I said, I don't watch Formula One, but I was actually super interested in it all. Like, this is just propaganda to get Americans interested in the sport, and it's kind of working on me. The movie was pretty great visually too. Like, I watched it on a giant IMAX screen, and I definitely recommend doing that if you have one near you. A lot of the racing scenes in particular look really great, because you're getting all these different elements: sunny days, rainy weather, nighttime courses with fireworks going off in the background. It's kind of just a visual spectacle to go around all these different countries and all these different F1 tracks. And the movie was obviously insanely expensive to make, but you can actually see the money they spent on this movie on the screen. Like, it looks as expensive as it was, unlike something like Marvel spending $400 million on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Obviously, the movie's being sold on the star power of Brad Pitt and the more up-and-coming star in Damson Idris, but I think the supporting roles are kind of really what stole the show for me. Like, Carrie Condon plays this kind of team engineer that's charged with, like, building the perfect car that she can for the team. And I think her character is kind of the glue that holds this movie together, really gives you some great, interesting moments with her and Brad Pitt's character, and it was just a solid performance overall. Javier Bardem is just one of my favorite actors when he shows up in any movie. He's always given a great performance, and this movie is no exception. As I mentioned earlier, he's playing the team owner that's kind of on the hot seat because his team's been losing for 3 straight years. So he brings in Brad Pitt's character as kind of like a last resort Hail Mary here, and the chemistry between these two is really great. He had some really funny moments as well. He had the absolute GOAT Hans Zimmer making a new original score for this movie. Is it like an Inception, Interstellar, or Dune level score from Hans Zimmer? No, but still, it's a Hans Zimmer score. It's absolutely great. Really elevates a few of the different racing scenes and more dramatic moments. And also, I'm pretty sure Hans Zimmer could score me making breakfast in the morning and make it sound majestic somehow. The story is definitely kind of a cliche, like, mentorship story of, oh, the old guy has to come in and coach up the young guys. Like, you've seen this story a million times if you've watched any different sports movie before, but I kind of didn't care because all these surrounding pieces are executed so well. It really just gave me everything I want out of a summer blockbuster. Like, it has really funny moments, and even little things like the announcers during the races have some really funny one-liners. A lot of the bigger emotional and more dramatic moments in the movie also do really hit all the right beats. Like I said, it's nothing that's reinventing the wheel, but everything is just done so well that you can't really not like this movie. Aside from it being kind of generic, my only other nitpick is that I think this movie is definitely a little too long. It's about 2.5 hours, and for the most part, I didn't really mind the runtime, but I definitely think about like 10 to 12 minutes could have been shaved off from a few scenes, and this would have been like an absolute home run, but still a really great time. I give it a strong 8 out of 10, and I highly recommend everybody go out and watch this. It's just a perfect summer blockbuster. And I'm reviewing every big movie this summer. If you want to see my reviews of Jurassic World Rebirth, Leo, How to Train Your Dragon, 28 Years Later, Ballerina, and so much more, click the playlist above my head right now, and thank you so much for watching.